Are we there yet? Plenty of parents have heard that question from the back seat. Now, join us on the world's longest airline flight, where many a passenger might ask the very same question. Kris Van Cleave joined the boarding line.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
With the mentality of a marathon runner, Dwayne Brown showed up to the gate.
Do your friends think you're crazy?
Yes. They said, Dwayne, are you nuts? Are you nuts?
What he is an aviation fanatic at the starting line, along with 160 other passengers, for the latest launch of the world's longest nonstop flight, New York to Singapore.
Let's celebrate this with a big round of applause, everyone. Come on.
A more than 9,500-mile trek connecting two of the world's financial capitals in a mere, get this, 19 or so hours.
Longest flight has been 13 hours, so this will be interesting.
For Donna Scarola and Liz Seco, time is money. They're racing to get to a business meeting and are willing to pay about $4,000 one way to shave 6 hours off their trip.
Makes a huge difference because we're able to get down on the ground earlier than we would have had we taken a non-direct flight.
Enter this specially designed Airbus A350, made from a composite material and carried by two engines. Singapore Airlines says it's up to 30% more efficient than the plane it's replacing and can stay in the air for over 20 hours.
Could you do this route without this airplane?
No. We could do it, we couldn't do it economically, and therefore it wouldn't persist.
Campbell Wilson is a senior vice president at Singapore Airlines.
So we've been intrinsically involved in the whole process of the aircraft's design. It's not to make records, it's to serve a customer need and a customer want.
Please give your attention to the safety video which will now be shown.
These days, corporate card-carrying business flyers want to get there fast and in comfort. On board, there are 67 business class seats that convert into beds. The other 94 are premium economy, so while you can still get stuck in a middle seat, it's not as cramped as the coach seat you'd typically have to squeeze into.
The idea is that we want to get you there in peak condition.
Chef Anthony McNeil is Singapore Air's food and beverage director. In an effort to combat jet lag, the airline is focusing on nutrition, designing a special low-sodium, low-carb menu.
The philosophy that we've taken with this particular flight is smaller portions at more regular intervals.
Why smaller portions more often?
It gives you some excitement, but also interaction with the crew and also the wines on board and the interaction of the cuisines allows for a much more pleasant flight experience.
The airline also delivers in-seat exercise videos for passengers to get the blood flowing.
Raise legs and circle the ankles twice in each direction.
Hours in and somewhere over Russia, I was in need of a good stretch. It takes 13 flight attendants and 2 sets of pilots to get this show off the ground. There's even a shift change at 30,000 feet, and they can spend their off-duty time here in the crew rest area, off limits to passengers.
We're going to fly across the North Pole.
Captain Ray Chaudhry showed us our flight path, which takes us over the top of the world, offering this Arctic aerial tour.
Is it different doing 19 hours than 4 or 7 or 8?
On a longer flight like this, you have to manage your rest, your fatigue levels, your concentration.
It's an endurance test for passengers, too. I ate, watched a movie, slept, watched another movie, read an entire newspaper, ate again, and we still had 10 hours to go.
You getting bored yet?
No, because I'm a mom of 3, so having this time to myself is actually kind of nice.
And even though it's only 16, 17 hours, 18 hours, I cannot wait for the 20-hour flight.
To keep everyone refreshed, the cabin comes with 16.7 million combinations of light to simulate different times of day. Still, the marathon flight and the 12-hour time change do take their toll.
We come to this final phase of our inaugural flight.
But we made it, even crossing the finish line early, to the delight of Donna Scarola.
Jet lagged, you tired?
A little tired, dehydrated. I probably need to drink a lot more water. But other than that, I'm ready to explore Singapore.
which makes the time saved on this seemingly interminable flight well worth the trip.